Well, it was a pleasure to have been the head coach at Katy High School for 22 years, 1982 to 2003. And it was a great experience to see how the program evolved and see how the excitement of the program spread throughout our community. And anyway, I can say this, Lord has really blessed Katy and Katy High School, and in particular the athletic program at Katy High.
Billy Otzlau, class of '95, played at Baylor University. We were one of the first to go to state, so to see how Katy came around. I mean, we had more camera crews here than we've ever seen before in our lives in my senior year. And we would go and visit other schools, and we would have more Katy Tigers than the home team. The community around here, I mean, it was family. It was one of the most exciting times of my life.
My name is Todd Mavis. I graduated in 1997, played varsity football for Katy High School in 94, 95, 96. And I'm now the head coach at Abilene Cooper High School. Tradition is really what makes it. I mean, you got a great staff, you got great kids, and a lot of people all over the state have great staffs and great kids. I mean, it's not just a small percentage. I mean, there's a large handful that got great staffs and great kids, but really what separates it is the community involvement. It's everybody pulling in the same direction. That's really the X factor. That separates it. And I mean, when you have community, kids, coaches, all pulling in the same direction and working as unison in one in a 48-minute football game, that's very, very tough to beat.
A long time ago, Mr. Haskett was principal. Mr. Haskett and I both look at, through the same eyes as far as the educators. You never can tell for sure, what kind of team, what kind of individual is going to be produced, but our vision for our athletes and our program at Katy High School is by the time they'd finished playing for us, they'd always be the greatest ambassadors that a school or school district could ever ask for.
Chris Robertson, class of 2009, Boise State. Katy is a football program that's known throughout the United States. Even when I went to Boise State, people were asking about, oh, you went to that school. Oh, you went to Katy. You're from Katy. I know you guys. I watch you guys. So it's a pretty special deal.
I'm Bill Haskett. I was principal at Katy High School for 15 years from 1981 through 1996. I currently work at the administration building here in Katy Independent School District as the Director of Community Education and the Elections Administrator for the school district. When I was in high school, Katy went to the state championship game in 1959. I was not on the football team, I was in the band, and I got to experience a lot of things that many kids don't get to experience. The excitement of the entire community as we traveled to Brownwood to play our game against Sundown. All of the city of Katy, I think, left town and followed the team. And that carried over for my senior year in high school the following year. The excitement of being a champion just was something that was just so rewarding and so influential on all the student body. And it is something that, as a principal, I hoped that I could instill into our student body.
I graduated in 1962, but I was on the 1959 state championship team. I was one of the youngest players. I was a sophomore at that time, and I guess one would call me a blocking dummy. Through my years going to Katy, and what made us outstanding in our district was that Gordon Brown didn't single out any one player. Every player was unique in itself, and every player played their position as a team.
I'm Brandon Ebright. I graduated in 2012. Being a Katy football player, it's not like playing anywhere else. You have a sense of pride. No matter where you go, they ask where you're from. When you say you're from Katy, they immediately ask if you played football or how the football games were. Like, people know you, There's a sense of pride and togetherness that comes with it.
This is a moment these kids have been looking for their whole life. They started playing as 8-year-olds, and they dreamed of the state championship, laying in bed late at night, dreaming of their chance to bring home the title for their town, for their team, for their school.
Well, in 1982, when I was awarded the head coaching position, the athletic coordinator's position at Katy High School, first thing we did was, again, trying to establish a foundation of character.
It was so much fun to see the way Coach Johnston developed his program. We started off with a team that did not win many games. We had several lean years where we only won 1 or 2 games. But Coach Johnston had a system that he developed where he encouraged the kids to believe in themselves, to trust each other, to work hard, and to treat each other with respect, and to treat the other team as friends after the game.
We were blessed with some really fine men on our staff, Coach Joseph being one of those.
I'm Gary Joseph, the head coach at Katy High School. I've been coaching at Katy High School for 31 years. I came to Katy in 1982, 22 years as an assistant. During the time as an assistant, we were part of 5 state championship games. You were asking about the journey. It was hard. It was really hard. You were so frustrated, and the losing was so hard. You wanted your kids to do better. It was just a process.
I will say this to the young men that played for us in the early 80s, especially the group in 85. I just felt like the perseverance of those guys going out and giving their all year in, year out, and at that time, with what we had, I admire them. I think they grew as competitors and as young men. I really believe the group we had in 85 gave us that launching pad for what we enjoyed in 86.
Hi, I'm Charles Griffin. I graduated from 1985 from Katy High School. Coach Johnston was my head coach and Coach Joseph was my secondary coach. When I decided to move back, my son was going to go through the whole program. One of the things that I really looked forward to was the hope that Coach Joseph was still going to be the coach and give Zach the opportunities that I had while I was in school. Back in 1985 when I graduated, we weren't very successful in winning games, but the life lessons that we learned were awesome. And that was truly the only thing that I wanted Zach to have was just those lessons, and his bag of tricks would be the same as what I got when I was in high school. But the most awesome thing was when Zach got here, not only did he get the good training, not only did he get the life lessons, but he went to a program that went from us trying hard but we weren't very good to a program that was very successful. And he had the opportunity to play on the varsity for 3 years and actually win state twice. And I know as a parent, being at that last football game, sitting in the stands, that was probably one of the most exciting things that I've ever got to witness. I think I was more nervous in the stands watching the game than it would have been if I would have been out on the field playing. I was hoping that Coach was going to call me out there because I know on that opening kickoff, I could have been the first person down there and made the tackle, but he said I was too old.
BJ Gott, class of 1997, graduate of Texas Lutheran University. I am the running backs coach and offensive coordinator. The thing that makes Katy unique is the city has changed. The city has changed a lot, but the traditions, the expectations, the routine hasn't changed much. I think, one of the things that makes this place unique is the consistency that this program has had over the years. And when you're talking about years, you're talking about decades. I knew from the point when I graduated high school that I wanted to be a high school football coach.
First of all, I'd just like to thank the Lord for giving me the opportunity to be a head coach at Katy High School. I tell you, I'm proud and sad today. We brought a state championship back to Houston and to Katy.
You know, the impact that the coaches had on me and my love for the game and love for, you know, interacting with people and my passion for working with young people.
Matt McDaniel, class of 2002, currently coaching at Katy High School. I'm the defense coordinator, outside linebacker coach. 2000 season was a good year for us. I backed up some really good football players and had a chance to get to know a lot of guys that are still really good friends of mine. And we had a chance to go 16-0 and win a state championship, and that was something that was really special. Coming back to Katy, you know, not a whole lot has changed. Kids are a little different. You know, different head coach when I came back, but you know, the program values are still the same. Practice still about the same, and kind of what we stand for and what we try to do with kids is all still the same. And it means a lot to me to get to come back and kind of instill the same values that Coach Joseph and Coach Johnson and some of those guys instilled in me. It's a pretty special deal to be able to work with kids and do that kind of stuff.
Hi, my name is Bo Brown. I currently attend McNeese State University and I graduated from Katy High School in 2012. I think that one of the most important life lessons that I've learned over the years is teamwork, and I don't think there's a better place to learn the concept of teamwork than inside Katy football. Our coaching staff demands accountability not only to ourselves, but also to our teammates. And, you know, winning is important at Katy, but winning with character and winning as a team are stressed every day. You know, our success at Katy is no secret, and I think it's because we have a staff, a community, and more often than others, a football team committed to common goals.
It is the 14-1 Katy Tigers. They lost week 1, haven't lost since, and the undefeated Dragons from South Lake Carroll.
I'm Joseph Leinker, class of 04. Being a part of a state championship was something I will always hold dear to my heart. Great teammates, great coaches. Very fortunate with the group we had around us to achieve that. It's one of those that I strive for, to be back again. It was a special moment to me. Part of that, being a part of the community and now being back coaching, is something that is so exciting. You know, not many people have the support we have, and it's something that is invaluable. It's one of those things that people don't quite understand until you leave and come back to realize how special it is here. Being part of Katy, what really stands out is just kind of the attention to detail, doing the little things right in the classroom, on the field, all those things that will help you win games are also going to help you be successful in life.
They're going to give him the interception. The sophomore comes through with the big play with 1:22 left.
Just doing your very best at all costs, and that, like, again, applies to football, but more importantly to life, raising family, and being a father, and things that I'm very grateful for.
Greenlee back there as well. They're going to hand to James Ashton, and he crosses the 35 down to the 34-yard line, and a first down for the Katy Tigers. And that'll do it.
Brian Hill. I coach quarterbacks here at Katy High School. This is going into my second year. You know, I'd always knew that I wanted to coach, come from a coaching family, and obviously Katy is a state-renowned school, football program, and I wanted to coach at the best, and luckily Coach Joseph gave me an opportunity to do that, and came on board and won state the first year, and it's quite an experience, and it's something that's been really special. Following high school football my whole life, always heard of Katy, and heard obviously them win state championships and then being admired around the state for their program. And actually playing against Katy, got to see firsthand how that was a little bit. Remember when we played them in 05 in the semifinals out there at Tully. They wouldn't let the fans in until an hour before kickoff, and I remember being on the field for warm-up, because we went out an hour and 5 minutes before the game. And so we weren't on the field for 5 minutes, and it went from a completely empty stadium to I actually saw old 80-year-old men, 80, 90-year-old men sprinting to a seat to make sure they still have their seats. And that was something that at that time I was just like, that's pretty impressive. I think the home side over there filled up in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes. The community support is not like anything that I've ever seen. And then just the work ethic that by both the coaches, the players, the administration, the community. You know, we got moms up there on Sundays. They're up there for 5 and 6 hours just to make sure that the locker rooms are decorated like they need to be and all that kind of stuff. And so there's a certain expectation to live up to. And when you have that tradition that has been built up over time, no class wants to be that class that doesn't live up to the tradition. So the kids work really, really hard, and they just put a lot into it, and so they expect to get a lot out of it.
The kids at Katy High School, I think one of the good things is they believe in the coach, and they believe in the program, and they believe what they need to do and how to stay on track. A lot of them don't have a great deal of ability, but they play like they do, and they play like champions. The parents, they are unbelievable. I don't think there's any parents in the state of Texas or a better group of parents than they have in Katy. The community there is unreal. You know, they go to a football game, even at their home games, they line up out there an hour and a half before they open the gates even. I don't know why they do that.
Having coached against Katy High, I would have to say 12 to 15 times so far. You know, the thing with going into a Katy High game, your kids are going to be jacked. Your kids are going to know that they're going to go against tradition. They're going to go against the stands. They're going to go against the people that played there in the past, the people that are playing there now. It isn't just playing against Katy High at one point. It's going against all the people that played at Katy before and in the future, because the thing that look at the Katy part of it is tradition never graduates. You're not just going against people that are there now, you're going against the ghosts of the past, and that's going to be the thing that goes on and on with the Katy people. And I honestly, coaching against my brother as a assistant coach there, as a defense coordinator, and going against him this past year in the Final 8 as a head coach, the kids are going to be well coached. The kids are going to be disciplined. They're going to do what they're asked to do and do it as hard as they can do and play you tooth and nail until the very end. And that's what they've been known for since I coached against them for the first time in 1994 to this past year in 2013. So, it's been a span of almost 20 years, I guess that is. And the kids have been the same way, and they keep doing the same thing over and over and over, and that's win.
Coach Tim Rippiger, coach at Katy since came to football since in 2004, where Coach Joseph was named the head coach, the assistant head coach, and linebackers coach. We needed to challenge our group in a way that we never challenged before. I could tell that group was different than the other groups. And I don't want to take anything away from any other group, because every group has their own chapter and their story and their unique perspective and what they're contributed to the program overall, and every one of them builds off of each other. This group, you could tell, is going to be different, because the way they responded in the final 2 weeks of the summer was different than any other group that we've ever had. Before you know it, the entire camp is pushing each other to get the highest standard and level possible. And just thinking about that day gives me goosebumps, because that's when you knew this group was going to be different, that they were going to fight through adversity. They were going to be self-motivated. They were going to set themselves at a bar that another group hadn't done before. And then they proceed to go out and do it. And so I'll always remember that day just as a coach, knowing that the bar just went up in that moment. The kids prepared like champion programs do. And to watch them set about looking at a team's strengths, being determined to take them away every week, it was one of the most prepared teams that I've been around, even in all the other championship years that I've been a part of. And so their level of preparation and their level of commitment to those details was probably what I'll remember most about this group.
Katy High School is a community high school, and how you just don't see that kind of inspiration. There's too many people from outside have come in as visitors, been invited to come to a Katy Tiger football game. Once they enter the stadium, they sense that excitement and how the people in our community welcome, like their long-lost cousins or family members at a family reunion. And I've talked to many people over the years that have come to know Katy through Katy Tiger football, and how they just were embraced by the crowds at the Katy Tiger games. And lastly, and most importantly, let me say about the great players we've had that have played at Katy High, that have brought the work ethic and the determination and the fighting spirit, and to go out and play inspired ball week in and week out, from the beginning to the end. And not always resulting in victories, but nobody's ever left a stadium disappointed in the way that the Tigers have competed. And that's a blessing. And we've prayed over the years. I still continue to pray each morning for the Katy Tigers, the efforts of Coach Joseph and his staff and those players. It means so much to me to have been a part of it, and still, in a way, is associated with it from a distance. But how important it is to the people in this community, what great pride it brings to all of us.
Since 1991, we've been in the playoffs every year. People take it for granted. You ask what they can do, not take for granted what they do, not take for granted that we're going to get to the state championship, and it's going to be a fight. Everybody, sometimes you get the target on your back and it just gets bigger and bigger, I don't let the pressure bother me, and I don't want it to bother our kids and things, they need to be confident. The whole thing about this program is, I feel like it's a lot of built on character, and about character development, and about kids understanding it's more than about just themselves. We talked to them today, and I've talked to them about respect, and learning what respect is, and learning that there's a lot of people in this world that they may not know that deserve the respect. They're not going to tell you how great they are. If you treat everyone with respect, then obviously you're not going to overshadow anyone. And everyone's important. The same thing we teach our kids out there on the football field. Everyone's important, whether they're a scout team kid, they're a starter. Everyone's important. We don't know who the next president of the United States is going to be. So you better treat everyone with respect, because it may come back and bite you.
Katy Tiger and now quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. I want to wish everybody good luck in this upcoming season. There's a lot of expectations playing at Katy, and I expect another great year from y'all. So, good luck with everything. Go Tigers.
Hello, Art Browse, Baylor University. 7? I mean, really? I can't even hardly count that high, but congrats on all the state championships. I mean, Katy Tigers, you come to Texas, everybody knows about them. They've rolled into Waco, played at our old stadium, Floyd Casey, many times, had a bunch of big wins there. We signed Sam Hall, his 4-year starter, done a great job for us. Got Kyle Fultz this year, going to be a great player for us. But, really happy, really thrilled for y'all. Wish I could be there. Much congratulations.
Hi, I'm Mac Brown, head football coach at the University of Texas. And I want to congratulate you tonight on those 7 state championships, because the Katy Tigers do it as well as anybody. And I understand how hard it is to do that. So congratulations. Wish I was there with you. You enjoy this moment and hook 'em hard.